So, a little bit about our teams. This is going to be Rainbow Hamlet versus Yoloswag420blazeit. We've already seen Yoloswag420blazeit. This is the elimination bracket. They fell after losing to Slayers, and we actually have not seen this team, Honey Nuts and Dusty. Rainbow Hamlet, unfortunately, due to scheduling concerns, they had to forfeit round 1, so hopefully they'll be able to make a bit of a comeback here. They're playing as double Soviets here in the south, one going tier 1, one going tier 2, and Dusty's going to be tier 1, going with conscripts, probably following that up with Penal Battalion.
It's going to be interesting. I don't think I've seen double Soviet versus double Oberkommand in a while.
Yeah, double, or not double, mixed axis seems to be really popular in this tournament. I think we've seen Oberkommand Double West once, but usually people like to throw in an Auster teammate.
Yeah. So far, both the Oberkommand guys are just opening up with Volks, and only one Kubel coming out. The other guy's just spamming Volks so far.
And the Kubelwagen has much less of a dramatic impact against Soviets than it does against U.S. forces, obviously. So, not terribly surprising there. We actually have Beamer scouting around with his SWS here in the south, kind of giving a little bit of free veterancy to those conscripts, though. He's falling a little low, and I'm not sure what he's hoping to accomplish here.
Yeah, he could have maybe crushed the fence, kind of to the left of those trees. Maybe if he was going to try to flank in the future, but he only crushed a little tiny part of it, I think.
Yeah, I think he sustained a little more damage than he was expecting during that.
Yeah.
Stern Pioneers moving across towards the left victory point will force away those combat engineers. But meanwhile, on the right side, we also have Stern Pioneers probably going to be able to secure that fuel. Kind of depends on what Dusty does with his Penal Battalion, and he also has a scout car on the way.
And it looks like one of them's about to upgrade a truck, I think I just heard, although I can't see. And they canceled it, and I was going to try to see what truck they were going, but no tech yet, actually. There we go. Okay, yeah, Beamer's putting up the healing truck.
And that's a pretty popular spot for the healing truck on this map, but I think that Oberkommando has a tough time on this map because of the fixed positions in auto match anyway, where they're always in the north side of the map, and there's much better positions for the medic truck in the south, but unfortunately they pretty much just have to try and find a way to make a medic truck work up there, and a lot of those positions can be really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely not my favorite map to play Axis on. It's hard to lock it down as well because the map is so wide compared to a lot of other maps.
Exactly, it gives the allies a lot of opportunity to go to different priority locations. If your defenses are too strong, they can go for a cutoff, or if you go for the cutoff, they can go get the fuel directly, so it makes it difficult for you to establish a hard defense.
And looks like the allies, or at least Honey Nuts, is making a pretty hard push for the cutoff.
Yeah, he's definitely getting aggressive for that. Dusty also has a flamethrower upgraded in his scout car, potentially getting some squad wipes over here on the right, depending on pathing. He's going to have to chase in reverse, but I think he could get these Stern Pioneers.
Yeah, that's nasty when that happens, when you lose your Sturms that soon, that early on.
Yep, there it goes. And that's extremely costly to replace. It's a shame that that happened so early, but he really had no defense against that, and when he saw a Penal Battalion, he probably should have known that was coming. He wasn't very adequately prepared.
It's interesting to me that Dusty actually put a Penal in the car rather than engineers.
Oh geez,
we have a Volk squad going down. Yeah, I tend to prefer putting engineers actually in the M3 because then you can just hop out and repair, hop out, plant mines as you run around the map in your M3.
I think it's a strategic decision which one you do. Both of them are quite capable of getting squad wipes, but veterancy on the Penal Battalion will be much more beneficial than veterancy on the combat engineers. So it's a toss-up.
See, I would think the vet on the penals to me is going to come eventually, whereas the engineers, you know, having vet 2, vet 3 engineers to repair quicker, I guess it's still a preference though. Like mid and late game, your combat engineers aren't going to have any way of getting veterancy.
Yeah. I think it's actually a shame that they don't get veterancy from mines like they did in Company of Heroes 1.
Yeah, definitely be a good idea in my opinion. Alright, so we have, this is weird, we have the other Obercommand guy is putting up the medic truck as well inside of his base. I would have thought to have seen the Puma truck to deal with this M3 and just to spread out the tech a bit.
Yeah, that is a little strange. I'm also not sure if I completely agree with the placement.
We have a Beamer getting a Roketten. I guess maybe they're going to rely on the Rokettenwerfer to answer this penal M3 that's just shredding things, to be fair.
Yeah.
Up to like 13 combined kills now.
Rokettenwerfer can be a real liability against the scout car, though. You're almost just as likely to give it to the enemy as you are to do anything useful with it.
Yeah. The Roketten's not the greatest of the AT guns. Yeah, Penal's hitting Vet 2 now, 10 kills, and then 6 on the M3. Certainly have paid for themselves already.
And speaking of veterancy on Penals, they're already up to Vet 2, which is at the 6.5 minute mark. It's really early for a Vet 2 6-man infantry squad to be running around, so hopefully he'll be able to get a lot more mileage out of them. Possibly use them in for a satchel even on the truck, or who knows.
Fun fact, I think those Penals have more veterancy than the entire Axis side combined. Yeah, there's no vet on any Axis units right now, and the Penals are at vet 2 already.
Looks like Honeynuts is trying to, I think he was thinking about putting a demo charge down on that truck, but I guess he changed his mind, I don't know. I think he had an opening there.
Oh man, these shocks.
Oh jeez. So much for that machine.
Totally closed in, yeah. Totally closed on that MG and just demolished it. And they're gonna run away with it, that's disgusting. Have you ever tried flanking a shock troop crude MG42?
There was a bug a while ago, it's since been fixed, but there was a bug where if you crewed an MG34 with a lieutenant and reinforced it, they would all be lieutenant models with the Thompsons. And at the time, the Thompson was like ridiculously overpowered.
Oh man.
So that was
yeah, that sounds...
even better than the shock troop machine gun.
Well, Natural's making what would be a nice cutoff move here, except the allied map control is just too high that it doesn't actually cut anything off.
Yeah, I think that's a really fun dynamic of the Company of Heroes 2 victory points, how they actually have kind of a strategic value and that they can actually prevent you from being cut off, and that's a feature on a lot of maps actually, not just this one.
Yeah. This certainly gives more value to the VPs than just, you know, bleeding your opponent down.
Still, man, they still have no counter to this scout car. It's just destroying them. Not even a Panzerschreck, I don't think.
We have one from Natural, but the Shrek itself is more of a light counter because it won't one-shot the M3, so...
Right, but it's enough to prevent it from bullying you so hard, at least.
Yeah. Generally it is. Oh, maybe he'll be able to Faust it with the Fallschirms. Decides just to retreat instead.
He does have a Panzerschreck moving up, but yeah, if he had gotten a Faust off, he definitely would have been able to finish it off here, but sending that lone Shrek isn't going to do all that much.
No, certainly not. And this is actually one of the toughest things about playing North on this map, is when your cutoff house and the house next to your cutoff are just camped. This can be so hard to dislodge positions there.
Yeah, coming back from this as the Axis is probably going to be almost impossible, to be honest, especially given their tech decisions. No Puma on the way. Certainly not going to get a Jagdpanzer anytime soon. More squads getting wiped on the left by shocks.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Wow, there's 3 flamethrower engineers down, burning the battle group headquarters down. Slowly but surely.
I honestly think the flamethrower does really like strangely low damage to Over Commando West trucks. I don't understand why it takes such like an insanely long time to burn those down.
Oh, it looks like the GG's being called.
Wow, so that's actually going to be the quickest game of the entire tournament. A 10-minute beatdown from Rainbow Hamlet. Wow. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get started with game 2.
Hopefully we'll have a longer game. Alright, I'm loading it up. Just let me know what time you want me to meet you at.